Will and I are back to watch more of Season 2, Shadow and Bone. This time we're on to Episode 6. If the Darkling is dying, then why don't they just wait for him to die and then handle the fold so they don't have to take care of both of those things at once? Can't Nikolai gather the Grisha together under Alina and then they can just sort of sit at a standstill until the Darkling just dies? A guy Nikolai is close to that we haven't met before? Not one of the people that we're gonna see murdered that's supposed to hit an emotional beat that'll literally mean nothing. So Kaz is obsessed with his brother in his hallucinations and he's drowning him. Meanwhile, Inej obsessed with Kaz. That's so sad. I'm so disappointed by Jesper's backstory. I was hoping there'd be a situation where he fabricated something wrong and some loved ones died, or he fabricated something for someone he thought was a friend and they were really an enemy. Something a little bit more complicated, a little more twisty and turny than the fact that his mom was a fabricator and her skill got her killed. It's just so basic. I just want you guys to know this butterfly thing is incredibly plot convenient. I'm kind of disappointed by what we're doing with the Six of Crows this season. And I sort of feel like we'd be better off without them or with significantly limited scenes of them because this is not fun. Well, I was kind of right about Mal and Alina being together, amplifying her power. And I was also kind of wrong. I don't love this turnaround where Mal is related to the Darkling and Bagra, and he is the last amplifier needed to make the fold go. I'm also kind of confused why they're insisting they need to kill Mal, since Alina's power was amplified just being near the stag. And she was planning to keep the Sea Whip alive, if at all possible. So why would we jump immediately to killing Mal? So I'm confused by the Bagra being able to enter the link because she shares blood with a Darkling theory. Because Mal was the last person who touched Alina when she was in one of these trances and he didn't enter the dream. And he also shares blood with the Darkling and Bagra. Seems like a plot hole to me. Also, I don't know why Bagra had to sacrifice herself, and I don't know why she destroyed all of her father's writings. I understand that she wants to destroy them because she thinks they all lead to hurt and bad stuff, but until we get rid of all the crap that's going on with Alexander, it doesn't make sense to destroy the only information we have on Mirza. There might have even been something in there about how he made the Firebird and how you could use the Firebird without harming it. Because one would assume that he never intended for his daughter or his daughter's descendant to be killed and turned into amplifiers. So finding out that there is a Duras who has lived for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years, and is immortal like the Darkling, and the Darkling keeps implying that Alina will be, raises a lot of questions. We had kind of assumed that Bagra and the Darkling lived forever because they have dark powers and that somehow makes them escape death. And maybe Alina, because she has light power and is consistently in the light, also gets to escape death. I don't know. It's like a theory I had going on why they get to live forever and the rest of the Grisha die. I suppose a fabricator who is powerful enough could probably build something to either trap death or prevent death, but it doesn't seem like that's what she's doing because she's not able to protect her husband that way. So she's just, I don't know, living forever because he's. The more they introduce stuff like this, the more the world kind of starts to fall apart. And while it's cool to have like these outliers and like these mysteries for us to discover or play around with in later seasons, you've got to keep enough of it making sense and connected enough that we buy that this is a thing that could happen in this world and that there is an explanation for it somewhere. Wow, that ending is awesome. And now the Darkling knows that Mal and him are related and he's the Firebird. It puts everyone on equal terms, and I can see that we're rushing towards the end and a final showdown, and I am ready for that showdown. I don't know what the Six of Crows had to do in this season or why they were even included, but I am really into the Malina story and I'm really into finding out what happens with this fold. I do think there's a little bit of forced angst between Mal and Alina, considering Alina already knows that she can keep an amplifier alive and still use its power. I think you'd be able to do that even more easily with an actual human being, because that person could better control themselves and maybe like help focus and hone things. But I mean, show's gotta show, so we gotta pretend that Mal has to die or make up some kind of convoluted plan for a little bit, or there wouldn't be any of that like dramatic tension for the young adult teens the show was intended for. Cannot wait for these last 2 episodes. Let me know what you're thinking of Shadow and Bones down in those comments below. And as always, keep reading. Bye!